Whenever you wish something in your life were different, just remember that you may have just arrived from an alternate universe where you were wishing that something else even worse was different. And then, just like that, right here, right now, is the result. You're getting exactly what you wish for. The fact that you don't remember that previous alternate universe is not evidence that it didn't happen. It's just an additional blessing. What, do you want to remember it? Come on. Does this make shitty situations feel better? I don't know, I'm just throwing out ideas. Here's a fun thing to try when a little problem just won't go away. Quit trying to solve it and instead change the game. If you struggle to throw a ball through a hoop, play tennis. Nobody's throwing balls through hoops in tennis. This works best with small annoyances that don't really matter, but if you get rid of enough of those, it adds up. All right, watch this. I'm gonna show you how I made a small problem of mine go away automatically this morning. For the last few months, I've been playing the get a lot of followers on TikTok game, and winning is 1 million. Why? Because it's a big round number and I make the rules. But here's the problem. I've been plateaued several thousand short for a few weeks now, and it's getting annoying. For real. This is such a stupid thing to be bothered by, but it's almost impossible to pick and choose what annoys us. So yeah, it's petty, it's foolish, but it's bothering me. I can't simply choose to change that, but I can choose to change the game. Nobody's saying I have to play the get a lot of followers game. If it's annoying to me, I can play something different, where I'm more likely to succeed and be happy. Why not see how long I can go without hitting 1 million followers? It's no more arbitrary than getting 1 million followers, and I'm already doing a fantastic job. A new game means new goals, and I am fucking nailing it. God, I love a good reframe. Come along for more. Have you ever been made to feel bad for up-talking? That's the speech pattern where the ends of your phrases rises like a question, even if you're not asking anything. You've probably been told it comes from your insecurity. But will you please let me reframe it for you? Your rising pitch is not a sign of weakness, it's a motherfucking power play. You might be insecure, because who isn't, but up-talking is not a symptom. It's not you signaling your lack of self-confidence, as one writer has put it. It's you asserting your goddamn dominance. It's you putting pressure on your listeners to respond, like a boss, literally. In one study that tracked the speech patterns in business meetings, the chair people up-talked 3 times more than the other participants. And linguists, the folks who study this stuff, know that up-talking is a tactic of the dominant conversation partner. Doctors to patients, bosses to employees. So isn't it odd that this speech pattern is both popularly maligned and thought to be the habit of young women? Well, no, it's not odd at all. It's a perfectly common combo of confirmation bias and sexism. So listen, up-talk all you want. It's just you demanding to be heard. It's you in control of the conversation, where you belong sometimes. If you like being told that the way you speak is perfectly fine, come along, because I got more. You just knocked a glass of wine off a table at a friend's house. There's nothing more comforting in that moment than to find out it doesn't matter. For them to say, no big deal. It can still matter to you, which is why you're bustling around cleaning up glass and dabbing the red wine with white wine, life hack alert, but it doesn't really matter. Now, strangely, it can actually feel gratifying to solve this problem you caused. But if your friend was pissed or sad about the broken glass or the spilled wine, it would still matter, but in a stressful way. It's the exact same way with life. The universe is our host, and they've said, no big deal about everything. Our ultimate host is not pissed or sad, they just don't care. Nothing really matters. And this is what gives us the freedom to feel our own meaning and feel it with ease instead of a sense of fear or guilt. This, my friends, is the motherfucking gospel. You like good news? The universe doesn't give a shit. On the flip side, if there were ultimate meaning in the universe, life would be completely pointless. But that's for another video. Come along if you want to. In the meantime, take a deep breath. Nothing matters, so anything can. I once had a call with someone who maybe 69% of you have heard of, give or take, about a possible creative partnership. After the meeting, I sent a follow-up email with some notes and some next steps, and you know what they did? Absolutely nothing! I haven't heard from them since. Incredible. I'm genuinely impressed. If they'd responded just out of obligation, almost certainly anything we would have worked on together would have not worked out and come to nothing. So they just skipped to the good part. Nothing. And now I don't have a shred of guilt around that potential relationship. They set me free by doing jack shit. More than that, I now have this episode in my mind as an object lesson that I think about way more often than is reasonable. I'm reminded of it whenever I need to re-explain to my psyche that I can just say no. It's the kind thing to do. Not only does saying no set me free or keep me free, it sets the person I'm saying no to free too. No to free too. No to free too. And that's today's reframe. Come along for more. Today seems like a good day to be misunderstood. And then just sit back and find it interesting. And here's why. Imagine a life where everyone apprehended every word and action of yours perfectly. There'd be no story there. There'd be no story there. It would be like you didn't exist, literally. Miles Davis said, if you understood everything I said, you would be me. It's like mind-blowing common sense. Being misunderstood is a signal that you exist. Everything that's possible to notice in the entire universe is noticeable because of contrast. Being set apart from what surrounds it. If nothing sets you apart, if everything makes perfect sense and there's no friction, no differences, then you are nothing. If nobody misunderstands you, you don't even get to recede into the background. You are the background.